Welcome back everyone to Missions 101, where today we are going to begin the heart of the series. In this part of the series, we are going to be running each of the repeatable missions in turn. That means we're going to play all 80 missions. Now obviously we're not going to do that in one episode. We are going to instead have 2 missions per episode for a total of 40 episodes. As you can see down here, we have everybody all ready for our missions. And please note that I'll be playing this on a level 130 character. This is as opposed to the level 20 character that I played through the storyline missions that you saw in earlier episodes. Now, first thing I should note is that because I am on a level capped character, I have on a mission weekly complete missions. Now 8 of 15 because I ran 8 of the missions on an earlier day. So today we are going to be running another set of 8, which would be 4 episodes, of course. So let's go in and take our weekly quest over here. We have need for your assistance in completing a series of missions for the ongoing war effort. The Gabilaka, the unified army of the dwarves, has been making headway towards Gundabad, but our troops are spread too thin to accomplish all that is needed to be done. Seek out and complete several of those missions to assist in the effort. That means complete 3 of them, so that would take me 2 episodes to do that. Now I'm not going to read that every single time, but this is just to note that this is a daily quest that you have to complete at least 3 missions. And now we have Horan and Scoutmaster Ozma here who have them for us. Now today we have 5 from Horan and 3 from Ozma, I believe. Yes. Now this can change from day to day. Now each of the days in the cycle has a fixed number that they have in here, but on some days you have 4 and 4, some 5 and 3 with the 5. Usually the 5 when there are 5 and 3 are given to Horan, but sometimes Ozma has 5 instead. But let's now start with Horan. And his first mission is Goblins at Stramvárth, which is a rather interesting mission in its style. I have a new mission for you, Pineleaf. The scouts were passing by Stramvárth, where they noticed a group of goblins who have set up camp within the ruins. These goblins must be removed if we are to keep the Floodfell safe for those who dwell there. So we have complete mission Goblins at Stramvárth. Now the rewards are, of course, reputation with the Gabilaka, which I am currently working, of course, on this rep on this character. I've hit max rep on my level 20 character, but I still have 10,000 before I reach the next rank here. So we have that to worry about. So let's accept this quest. Now I also, of course, get legendary item experience, which is meaningless to me at this point. Gabilaka War Marks. I really have nothing to spend on right now. I think I'm capped on that. And I get a few motes of enchantment. So this is mainly then to go through for just playing the mission more than anything else and getting some rep. So now let's see what the next phase is when he talks about the travel screen. A group of goblin raiders camp within the old ruins of Stramvárth for the night. Your mission is to ambush a group of raiders camped at Stramvárth for the night. Now it says twist gated. That means that there's a certain thing that you could only do after you do something else. So that's sort of like, you may find a way to breach a barrier to reach your mission. Now, this one isn't exactly literally a barrier, as you're going to be seeing in a moment. So now let's go on and deal with the goblins at Stramvárth. Here we are. Missions Goblins at Stramvárth. I need to sneak up on the goblins. Now, you don't need to be a burglar to sneak up on the goblins because they are so drunk right now that they don't notice that you're coming. The goblins have had too much to drink. And now, what I need to do is assist the goblins with their drinking. I know that sounds strange. Distract the goblins with a point and distract 2 goblins with a wave of bye. So the ones that are next to the drinks here, you just drink this horrid pint and he'll go away because, oops, that's all for me because he's finished his drink. So he's all done. They don't notice that someone else had the drink for him, apparently. Now, this one, I will point. Fine, I'll go to bed! So what a way to defeat a goblin, by out-drinking them. Right, so drink a little bit more here. Oops. You win! So apparently I out-drank the goblin. So in this one, I'll wave bye. Good night. And then the next one. This one we will point again. Drink this. So you notice that if I went in the other direction, it'll be similar, except I guess it would be by point if you went that way. At least, I believe each goblin has only one that works for them. See you later! And then, we drink that one, and that will get rid of the last of the goblins. Now you say, well, what's this gated thing? Well, now that I've taken care of all 8 of those, now I have to worry about the leader of the goblins. Yar! What do you want, eh? Well, whatever it is, I'm not going to give it to you. Did you ever tell me? Oh, no matter. You have to best my dancing to get whatever you be wanting. Can you squirm worm? So I need to out-dance the goblin leader. A battle of dancing. Now, in fact, what you have to do is perform 4 different dance maneuvers. Now, if you have a large variety of dance maneuvers, I guess you have more to choose from. So we could try just dance. Oh! Actually, it's an interesting one because on the other character I was using, I only had the basic dances, but do I have more dances on this character for a little bit more variety? I have the usual 4 dances there. Oh, I have a Hobbit dance on this one. Dance Man and Dance 2. I really should do more. More festivals at some point so that I could get a few more dances here. Maybe put them on the hotbar so I could. Now apparently, does that one not work, or maybe those don't work? That's the first time I tested that. Because if I do dance 1, oh, so interesting. So the specialty dances, they don't work. You've got to do dance 1, dance 2, dance 3, plus the basic dance. They don't take the festival dances into account. That's good to know for the future. And once you do dance 1, dance 2, dance 3, and the basic dance, the mission is complete. I know that is the least amount of combat for any of the missions. Absolutely no combat whatsoever. And then we come back here. Now we do have this chest here that you get, where you get 0 to 3 get a lack of marks, but you see, no, I got 0, I got 0, I got 0, because I am capped out with all of it. Maybe I should buy something so that I could actually gather something from the chest. And here's the scout. Oh, great work, Pineleaf! You defeated the goblins and without drawing your weapon. I'm impressed. Let us return and report your success. Alright, let's return. With that complete, let's now speak with Horin. Well done! With the goblin scent running, the Floodfells continue to be safe. It is important to keep the Bjornings safe and fighting with us, for they are a good ally to have in our quest to reclaim Gundabad. There you go. But of course, we have 2 missions to run, so let's get to the other one, which is going to be Halls of the Dead. I have a new mission for you, Pineleaf. My scouts have come back from the Steel Keep. The corpses of friends and ancestors still roam the halls of Fickle Gundu. This cannot stand. We must return to the Steel Keep and expel these fell spirits. So we need to deal with the corpses and the fell spirits. Alright. Usual mission rewards here in Halls of the Dead. Within the halls of Fickle Gundu, the corpses of dwarves of old roam the ancient keep. Your mission is to defeat the dwarf wights in the Steel Keep. Twist share corruption. Monsters in this mission may apply a corruption buff to nearby allies. So let's head over into the Steel Keep. Here we are, Halls of the Dead. In the Steel Keep. And of course we've got these nasties all over the place that you run into. So you notice that we had 3 of them pop up right at the start. And that they started separating a bit. If you want, you could just go and attack them all right at the same time. The dwarves aren't all that difficult. Because even at 130, they seem to be rather easy to hit. Well, unfortunately, we do have these fell spirits and their tendency to dive underground. Might as well turn on the glass of Agokar. Might as well throw on the book also. Now, this is going to get me fighting both of them since... Let's see how that works. So we'll give them... So we'll just do debuffs in here. Or I should say bleeds. Oh. Make sure to get rid of any diseases quickly from them. And we'll get this one. Actually, yes. If we bleed them enough, they won't have to worry about them, right? That means when they dive underground, they still will take bleed damage, fortunately. Alright, that takes care of 3 of them. Are there any nearby? Might as well grab some of these. Interesting. Now, there are many more than 10 in here. You need to kill 10 in order to complete the mission. But there are several more. I never killed all of them, so I don't know the exact number in there. But it looks like I've got quite a number in there. Now, I have the slave bell on, so I hear a bell whenever I kill one of them. So that sort of sometimes gives me some nice feedback. I had a case where I had gone past the end of the mission and I was fighting some mobs after the mission was over. And eventually I ran out of time because you're only given 2 minutes after you complete a mission. And I was popped back into the regular world, not able to finish the mob. Oh, nope. I heard the slave bell ring because the mob did die within the instance because of the bleed that I had on it. So some of those things that can happen on there. But in any case, the mission ends as soon as I kill 10 whites. Right now I have 6 of them. Okay, 7 down. And as soon as I have that 2 more down after this, the mission will end. Though I could still continue fighting for up to 2 minutes. At the end of 2 minutes, then I'll be unceremoniously returned to a hall there. See if I've got extra time afterwards. Maybe I'll just see how many I can kill before this is over, because I got 2 more in here, and in fact, this will be 9 and 10. Sometimes I have just the right number. Yeah, this gets at just the right number. Sometimes I have maybe 11 when I come to this room. I think that there's a slightly different distribution for them depending on your run. And you can notice that there are several missions that have some changes to them from run to run for a variation. So in this case, the mobs will spawn slightly differently, so they probably have different random positions where they have. So some of them are in fixed positions. For example, these two right here, the one that are in the back, I have never had a run where these two didn't exist here. So some of them are definitely fixed position, but some of the others appear to be randomly positioned in here. But you can see now I've completed the mission. That means I have 2 minutes in which to do any more killing if I want to. Now, there is absolutely no reason I have to it because I don't have a deed for killing these guys or anything like that. But if you do have a deed for a mob involved in a mission, then you are able to continue on and perhaps farm those. There is one, for example, where there are wargs in there and they just have an endless spawning in them. And the object is to kill wargs. Therefore, you can't farm them past going 2 minutes after you finish the mission. But it is possible to get a few extra wargs in there if you are doing a deed. That's something to keep in mind in here, but as far as I can tell, there is no deed involved with this group right over here. Because when I hover over it, doesn't say anything right now. I don't go into this room all that often. Usually I finish the mission in the other rooms, so I don't worry about this section all that much. So it's nice, interesting to see if I could explore to see any differences here. So where am I at right now? This is 14 down, I think, 13 or 14 down that I have killed of these. And this actually might be the last dwarf to worry about. And if that's the case, then we won't be needing to be ported out unceremoniously. Ironic that I was in the middle of saying that I won't be ported out unceremoniously when I got ported out unceremoniously. How about that? Well then, that shows you I didn't quite get them all within that 2 minutes. Probably because I dawdled a little bit during the talking. Well done! With the dwarf wights defeated, our friends and ancestors can finally rest. Thank you for your efforts. You are welcome. And that's it for today's episode, where in this episode we ran 2 missions. We ran and get these names right, the Halls of the Dead and Goblins at Stramvárth. The Goblins of Stramvárth, the only completely non-combat mission that I know of, and the Halls of the Dead, where you got to go into the Steel Keep and fight those stupid dwarf wights that spit out their fell spirits when they die. But that's it for today's episode, and we'll see you for the next lesson, where we'll do the next 2 missions on the list, which are the Gate Captain and Missing Treasure. We return to class here at Missions 101.